Are you stuck? What about unhappy? Join Alena Chapman, author, mentor, and life coach for 30-minute moments as she challenges you to get out of the doldrum and start living your life to the fullest. It's time to celebrate that life with 30-minute moments.
Welcome. You are listening to 30-Minute Moments. Are you in a place where you're not feeling happy? Or you want to be happier and be able to celebrate life? You might be happy, but you want to be more happy. You really want to celebrate life. Or maybe you're just feeling just a little bit stuck, or maybe a lot stuck. You know, everyone, this is why I wrote The Prison Effect, because I was there. I lived that. And when I learned how to actually transcend what I needed to transcend and focus on what I wanted to focus and the tools that raised my vibration to where I needed to be, I found that I got out and I got to celebrate life. And those are the tools that I put in the Prison Effect. Now, right now, I've got that Prison Effect out there on a landing page. All you have to do is go to theprisoneffect.com. And I also have fabulous gifts. Just when you get that book, you put the promo code in. And I'm not kidding. It's over $1,000 worth of gifts. I cannot believe it myself, but that's what we have. And I want to offer it to all my WOWO listeners because I love you. All right, guys. Now, right here, we have got a really cool person. I have known this person for about 2 or 3 years, I think. Is that correct, Marissa?
Give or take about 10.
Oh, no, 10. Come on. All right, let me tell you, this is 10. Oh, my gosh. All right. She is known as Dr. Marissa. Now, this woman is fabulous. She is celebrated. She's the host of the 2016 Podcast of the Year. She won this award. She's the top 10 in Health Award winning Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. That's her show. Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, which I think is hysterical. I love that. She is a psychologist, a speaker, and she consults all over the world. And she motivates individuals and organizations. And her purpose is to be happy. She says 88%, I love this, 88% of the time. Now, if you're happy 88% of the time, I say jump up to 100, but we all have our moments. Winner of the 2014 Asian Heritage Award, 2012 Asian Entrepreneur of the Year Award, and the 2017 Iconic Women Creating a Better World for All. I love that one. And she sought all over the world. People would love to hear her. I met her when we were in New York, and we were both doing The Modern Day Millionaire with Bob Proctor. And that relationship has just sort of evolved. And she's a terrific person. You're going to love her. And Dr. Marissa, we'll use your formal. I want to bring you right on right now and talk about why is it 88% of the people, why do you think 88% of the happiness in these people be 88% of the happy, but not 100?
If you're 100% happy, you're dead.
All right. I love it. Okay. And let's go a little deeper.
There's no such thing as 100% happiness.
Yeah.
Seriously, it is a frame of mind that is actually possible on the other side, because there is no anything turbulent or tragic or unpeaceful, unjoyful, unhappy on the other side. However, being, we have a gift of contrast.
Yes,
and
we do.
When we have contrast, we're not happy, we're not joyful. We are put into a situation where we have a choice to feel what we feel, think what we think, solve and be creative around what is happening. And then we have a choice to either stay in whatever that thing that knocked us, either in pain or shame or embarrassment or anger or dis-ease, or we can feel it fully and then choose a better feeling thought and then get back into the 88% happy. And 88 in particular, because this is radio. Otherwise, I would say I'm Chinese, although you thought I was Swedish. But I'm Chinese. And and if you Google me, you'll see my picture, and you'll know why. I kind of look Chinese. And Chinese 8 is a homonym for good fortune. So 8,
very nice.
88, double 8 is good fortune. And so we want a good fortune, happy life. And there's also 88 keys on a piano, and I'm a pianist. And I heard yesterday I was on stage at an event, and one of the other speakers said that there are 88, I believe, cellular systems in our body as well.
That's right. That's very true.
So it's a great number.
It is.
It's something that's attainable. It's good for perfectionists because perfectionists have a tendency to try to hit that 100, and as a result, nothing is ever good enough.
Right.
No one is ever good enough.
Right.
And so, especially for perfectionists, we want to install the 88%.
I want to step back a little bit, and I want to talk about this bounce back. I call it bounce back. If you're pretty happy, but then that contrast comes, that thing appears out of nowhere and just knocks you for a loop. And don't you find that if you are living, creating a life that you love, or you are happy most of the time, and this thing just comes out of nowhere, then when it hits you, that you can bounce back quicker if you have the right tools to understand how to. Or
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. And
so I always
go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go.
I always start with one a statement. Anytime anything happens that I'm not thrilled about, I take a breath. I actually give myself 16 seconds to stomp or scream or jump up and down or bite a pillow or throw something that doesn't hurt someone else. And then after that 16 seconds, I have this standard line that I say, which is, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this.
Yes, that's cool.
It's part of my bliss discipline. I learned it from my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith. And he, says that actually, did he get that, or was it Edwin Gaines? I think it was Edwin Gaines. They both been on my show. I get my sources mixed up sometimes. But
I do too.
I do too. From him. But I think I actually got that from Edwin Gaines. To really, it's based on this. Everything happens for our divine and best good, and I choose to believe that. So when something happens, I know that it is chiseling me into even greater good, beauty, clarity, opacity, bliss, wonder, whatever it is, it will eventually do that. So if I can switch quickly into solution, then the better I feel. And that's the biggest, that's the payoff. People think it's money or power or success. Really, happiness is feeling good.
It's feeling great.
So we want to buy stuff so we feel good. We want to, do something nice for someone because it makes us feel good. So feeling good to me is the currency of life. And so I want to make choices that keep me 88% feeling good.
I've gotten to the point, I've had this, and I never thought of it as a gift. It was actually my dad who taught me this. And it was just, if you don't like the contrast being brought to you, you say no. I mean, I know that sounds ultra simple, but I'll tell you, it has helped me like you would not believe. I mean, there was a time in my life where I only had $200 to live on, $200 for anything. And I saw this woman who was homeless, and I gave her 20 of it. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm one step away. And then my mind said, no, it's not going to happen. And so I've done this through my life, and I find it's very interesting because it clicks it, it changes it. And I won't accept that contrast. I don't like it, don't want it to be there. Sorry, I like it better over here. Now, you can't always do that, but I'll tell you, I'll go 75% of the time. You can, and it clicks it over. I love your idea of when you don't like it, and when something hits you hard, like it really hits. Well, being homeless to me is pretty hard, but other things that may help, hit you out of the blue, and you can have that vent and get it out. There's so many different ways that are so cool, but the idea is to say, I don't really want this contrast. I've experienced it, don't want it, it's gone. So many times we get wrapped up into the contrast. Why is this happening to me? Why can this be this way? And I think it's almost a level of accepting it. Do you agree or do you not agree?
There's no easy one way anything.
No, never, ever,
so
ever.
Whenever, it's changing the why me to what is being birthed, created, developed, and honed in me.
Ah, cool. I like that.
So there's a shift there from victim
to proactive,
to problem solver.
Yeah.
And to grower and to expander. So, saying no kind of stops the conversation with the growth. That's my opinion. So certainly there's, I think of codependency and how, I'm a recovering codependent myself, where everything was my fault. And whenever anyone gave me some contrast, I would take it. You'd step on my foot and I would say, I'm sorry. In those cases, I would absolutely say, no, not my stuff. Bye.
It's not my stuff. Yeah.
That I can totally agree with. And then the other, part the part I absolutely agree with you on, the self-talk no that you're referring to.
Oh my gosh.
Is saying no to the critic who was born from a very critical someone in your past, and we all have that.
Of course.
One person who doesn't have that critic.
Yeah.
What I've done is develop some tools, and one of the tools is to name that critic that says to you, you're going to be homeless, you're worthless, you don't deserve it, everything they said was true. And that voice that came early, we've integrated that voice, and we let it drive our life car over a cliff.
We do.
And so the key is to name that critic, and I usually name it, Rose is my critic, and guess what my mom's name was? So I've internalized her. Not one thing is your mother, right?
Oh, sometimes, yeah.
In your life when you don't have mother issues, when you're born and when you die.
Yeah.
So your mother, I see everyone's mother is, or father, or some difficult role model, is like that grain of sand in the shell of an oyster. It is there to irritate you into creating pearls. That impetus or motivation to name that critic and say, thank you very much. And this is now developing your balanced, centered self.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I know you're trying to protect me, but I'm not going to be homeless. I have the gifts, skills, and abilities to take care of myself. I've had a hit, but I can do it again, and you're wrong.
You are listening to 30-Minute Moments, and this is Dr. Marissa, and I'm Alena Chapman. We'll be right back.
You're listening to 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you discover your true purpose on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments. Okay, we are having a fantastic discussion about these critics in our head and how you deal with them. And also, we're going to talk about what keeps us unhappy, which I think a lot of us know, but I think it's a good thing to learn about and learn how to change it. All right, Dr. Marissa, we're talking about these critics in our head, and we're talking about how to, and they can make us not very happy, especially when they rule us. But if we can name it, I used to have a psychologist friend in Toronto who said, and I still use this, if you name it, you tame it. And I really liked that. You name it, you can tame it. And because it's simple, it stays with you. And so if sure, I talk about this with people's faults. Our faults are our gifts. My gosh, the things that were criticized about me, I found out were my greatest gifts. But it's taking the time to name it, to see it for what it is. And then you can see that, my gosh, no, these are my strengths. These are the things that make me me. So a lot of us get unhappy when we have these critics. What is a good way for us to start to accept these cool things about ourselves?
You know, the whole hating ourselves theme,
yes,
starts around
it is a theme.
10. And you watch children, they're very unself-conscious. They're in joy most of the time, and they have that 12% contrast when they want something, but most of the time they are in happiness. And it's largely because they don't have that critic in their head. The critic goes hand in hand with another character, which is called the brat. And everyone also has a brat in the head. And the brat is the one that says, you're not the boss of me. I can eat that donut if I want to. I can smoke if I want to. I can drink too much if I want to. I can shop beyond my means if I want to. I don't want to make that follow-up call. I don't want to do that work. I don't have to do this. And that dynamic of the brat, who I've also named Agnes, will keep me in a place of constantly not keeping my promises to myself, which makes me go into shame, which makes me go into blame. And so I get stalled in unhappiness, or I begin to marinate in the habit of unhappiness because I can't get to the place where I feel good about myself. And so the tools, after naming them, as I was saying, and soothing them, I would soothe the brat the same way. Thank you, honey. I hear you. I know you don't feel like doing this, but this is all for our divine and best good. And I promise you, we will play later, because the opposite side to the brat is the play. You know, she's the one that has fun. And a lot of us don't have a lot of fun in our lives anymore. Everything is work and responsibility because the critic is driving the car.
So important to have fun.
We put the brat in the back seat on the right side so we can keep an eye on her, but we also promised playtime. And then the third character is the sad one, and that's the one that 7 out of 10, as many as 9 out of 10 of us have grown up with trauma in our life. And the sad one is developed as a result of that, and it is kept in the dark. She is not allowed to cry or speak or show her sadness. To be
we
heard.
Shove it down.
So the sad one, right, repress it, whatever
repress
it is.
It, right.
And so the sad one, and I call her Sarah, we say and soothe, balance-centered Marissa, balance-centered Elena will say, you know, sweetheart, I'm here for you. I get it. And you don't ever have to worry. You're not going to be hurt again like that. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm strong enough to take care of you. And I put her behind me. So then we just rearranged the people driving your life car. And that's a huge balance tool that I actually cover. And it is the foundation of a book that's coming out. It's called 8 Ways to Happiness. Is going to be released August the 7th. So if you would go to 8waystohappiness.com and hit the link, all day on Tuesday, August 7th, you will help partner with me to put this on the bestseller list from wherever you are, because I recognize that, you know, people are not happy 88% of the time. And the way that the things are going in our society and our government, this book is a handbook and a guidebook with exercises like Name the Voices in Your Head that help you make choices of happiness and 88% more happiness in your life. And the good news, bad news is people are admitting that they're not happy, but they're reaching for a quick fix called medication. 1 out of 4 Americans are on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, and they're still anxious and depressed, and now they have dangerous side effects. You know, let me qualify here. I don't want the drug companies to come after me, because I recognize that for some people, it really does work. But for many, many people, many of whom are my clients, who spurred me into writing this because it was helping them, but I was only able to see how many people a week. So I knew that this had to be available as tools to help anyone, all 7.3 billion of us, recognize how precious, unique, loving, lovable, and loved we all are.
It's time for us to rise up. It really is. Yeah. You are listening to 30-Minute Moments, and I'm Alena Chapman, and we're listening to Dr. Marissa. We will be right back with my favorite section.
This is 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you find your inner self every Sunday on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Do you want to be a part of a group that gets things done and stays in touch? Or perhaps you're not being who you truly want to be. Maybe you're relying on someone else to make you happy. It's time to expand your personal growth and take back your power. Join Savvy Sisterhood by Alena Chapman. The ladies meet on Facebook every Monday at 7 p.m. It'll be your first step to your personal growth. Join the group, and the best part is, it's absolutely free. Savvy Sisterhood by Alena Chapman. Find it on Facebook and get ready to take back your power.
Welcome back, everyone. This is 30-Minute Moments, and it's the section I love, the shift. You know, if any of you are writers out there and can compose a little jingle, I would love to hear it. It's got to have the shift in it, though. You know, like the shift, you know. Anyway, Dr. Marissa, this is my favorite section. This is the aha moment. This is the pivotal time. What in your life brought you to a point where you said, enough, and I'm going to grow this way. I see the light. What was the aha moment?
Shift happens. That's the aha moment. Thinking that nothing bad should happen to us. Thinking that I deserved a normal, quote unquote, non-dysfunctional upbringing, thinking that I deserved or was entitled to a perfect marriage, thinking that I was entitled to a stress-free, pain-free life. And when I dropped that BS, that belief system,
yes,
and said, am I going to let the pain of my past dictate the rest of my future so that I carry forth into every single day, which I never get back again?
Right.
I'm not going to do that. I have 10,888 plus or minus 2,000 days left in my life. Am I going to let what happened to me as a child from people who didn't know better,
right,
who couldn't do better,
right,
ruin the rest of my life? Impact. Am I going to let my heart being broken or being neglected, abandoned, or cheated on or betrayed, am I going to let that one event now grow to the proportion of ugly, infected, manifesting more pain because I expect it in
right,
the rest of my life? Absolutely
right,
not.
And people do that all the time.
Every single person.
You
really want to choose that because it's really up to you. You can either look at yourself as a victim of things that shouldn't have happened to you. I'm not excusing people, but I'm also trying to cajole you into realizing that the most powerful thing you have in your life is choice and focus. And that's the gift of life that we all get to use. So either choose to see the rest of my life as a playing out of my trauma, or I can choose to see the trauma as something that I actually wanted to help me get and be and have and do everything that I'm about to do for the rest of my life.
During the time when I worked in right relations here in Fort Wayne through the court system, I saw it over and over and over. I saw the people who were letting these events in their life, betrayal, hurt, rule how they were making their decisions forward. And then after they were working with me or us in that program, I saw how it changed. And it was like a night and day. I was actually there watching, and I watched them just change, and their life changed. It's amazing how this hurt and this betrayal can rule our future. I love that shift. That is fantastic. If people want to get a little bit closer to you or get to know you, what is your website, my dear?
drmarissa.tv. And if you just Google, I pop up, and Doc Balance on Instagram, Twitter, Dr. Marissa Pay, Facebook, same thing, and YouTube, great channel there for free.
And your show, do you?
Happy to have that.
Yeah, and also your show. You have a show out there, and they can get that on Heart Radio.
iHeartRadio syndication, CNBC, KCAA, Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes, UBN, Universal Broadcasting Network, TV, just about everywhere.
Fantastic.
So you can also stream
Fantastic.
from my Dr. Marissa Facebook page, so don't give me the finger.
Thank you. Everyone out there, you just have a fantastic week. We have another show. We're filled with doctors lately. We've got Dr. Cashman next week. And I'll tell you what, that man has done so much in the state of Indiana to raise awareness about what we eat, how our mind, everything about us affects our sickness. This is a show you don't want to miss. And thank you very much, Dr. Marissa. 88%, guys. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous week. This is 30-Minute Moments.
This has been 30-Minute Moments featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now at wowo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.